A funny day at the zoo. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to tell you a story about one of the funniest days of my life. It was the day I went to the zoo. I thought it would be a normal day, but it became an adventure full of animals, funny moments, and some embarrassing situations. Let me start from the beginning. The morning. That morning, I woke up early. I was very excited because I had not been to the zoo for many years. The last time I visited a zoo, I was a child. Now I am an adult, but I still love animals. I quickly got out of bed, brushed my teeth, and made some breakfast. I wanted to eat something light because I knew I would walk a lot. I made a sandwich, but I accidentally burned the bread in the toaster. My kitchen smelled like smoke, and my cat looked at me like I was the worst cook in the world. I laughed and said, "Don't worry, Mr. Cat. Today I am going to see your wild cousins at the zoo." After breakfast, I packed my bag. I put in a bottle of water, some snacks, and my camera. I wanted to take many photos. I also brought an umbrella because the weather forecast said there might be rain. Of course, I forgot the most important thing, a hat. Later, I realized this mistake when the sun was very strong. The journey to the zoo. I left my house and took the bus. On the bus, there were many children with their parents. Some children were shouting, "We want to see the lions. We want to see the elephants." One little boy was wearing a monkey hat and kept jumping on the seat. His mother looked very tired. I thought, yes, the zoo will be a very noisy place today. When I arrived at the zoo entrance, there was already a long line. I stood in the line, waiting to buy my ticket. In front of me, there was a man who kept talking loudly on the phone. He said things like, "Yes, the giraffe is taller than me. And, of course, the elephant is bigger than your car." He was not even inside the zoo yet, but he was already acting like an animal expert. Finally, it was my turn. I asked for one adult ticket. The woman at the counter gave me the ticket, but she also gave me a children's map by mistake. The children's map had cartoons of the animals and funny drawings. I didn't complain. Honestly, I liked the children's map more than the serious one. Entering the zoo. When I walked inside, the first thing I saw was a group of flamingos. They were standing on one leg, looking very serious. I tried to copy them and stand on one leg too, but I almost fell. A little girl saw me and laughed loudly. She told her mom, "Look, that man wants to be a flamingo." I felt a little embarrassed, but I also laughed. Then I went to see the monkeys. The monkeys were my favorite when I was a child, and they are still my favorite now. One monkey was eating a banana and looking at the visitors. Another monkey suddenly jumped and stole a man's hat. The monkey climbed up a tree and wore the hat on its head. Everybody laughed and took photos. The man tried to get his hat back, but of course, the monkey was too fast. I also had a funny moment. I was eating a cookie from my bag, and one monkey looked directly at me with big eyes, like it wanted the cookie. I said, "Sorry, this is my cookie." The monkey looked sad. Then I looked sad too. For one moment. It was like we were two friends who both wanted the same snack. The penguin parade. Next, I went to the penguin area. It was feeding time, so many people were there. The penguins walked out slowly, in a line, like they were in a parade. They were so cute and funny. One penguin slipped on the wet floor and made a funny sound, like quack. Everyone laughed, but the penguin stood up quickly, like nothing happened. While I was watching, I was so focused on the penguins that I didn't see a small puddle of water in front of me. When I stepped back, I almost slipped. Luckily, I didn't fall, but my arms were moving like crazy. A man next to me said, "Wow, you almost danced like a penguin." I laughed and said, "Yes, maybe I should join the parade." The elephants and the surprise shower. After the penguins, I went to the elephant area. Elephants are very big, but they look gentle. One elephant was eating grass, and another one was drinking water. Suddenly, one elephant filled its trunk with water and sprayed it into the air. Guess where the water went? Yes, directly on me. I was standing too close to the fence, and I got completely wet. My shirt, my bag, and even my shoes were wet. People around me laughed, and one child shouted. The elephant gave him a shower. I laughed too, because what else could I do? It was very hot that day, so maybe the elephant just wanted to help me cool down. The giraffes and my short neck. After drying a little under the sun, I went to see the giraffes. They are very tall and elegant. They were eating leaves from the highest branches. I wanted to take a good photo, but my camera battery died at that moment. I said, "Oh no." A boy next to me said, "Don't worry. Use your neck like a giraffe." He stretched his neck up and laughed. I also tried to stretch my neck, but of course, it didn't work. The giraffes didn't even look at me. Lunch at the zoo cafe. At lunchtime, I went to the zoo cafe. The cafe was full of families. I ordered a sandwich and a juice. When I opened my sandwich, a sparrow bird landed on my table and tried to steal some bread. I said, "Hey, this is my lunch." The bird didn't care. It took a small piece and flew away. I thought, first the monkey wanted my cookie, now the bird stole my bread. Maybe I should stop bringing food to the zoo. The lions and tigers. After lunch, I visited the lions and tigers. The lions were sleeping in the sun, looking very lazy. One lion opened its mouth wide and yawned. A little girl said, "Wow, look at his big teeth." I looked too and thought, "Yes, I am glad there is a fence between us." The tigers were walking around. They looked strong and beautiful. One tiger came close to the glass wall and looked directly at me. For a second, I felt like it wanted to eat me. I slowly stepped back. Then the tiger turned away, like I was not interesting enough. I said to myself, "Well, thank you, Mr. Tiger. I prefer to be boring." The end of the day, after seeing many animals, I felt very tired. My legs were sore from walking. My shirt was still a little wet from the elephant shower. But I was happy. I had so many funny memories. The monkey with the hat, the penguin parade, the elephant shower, and the giraffe neck joke. Before leaving, I bought a small souvenir from the gift shop. It was a keychain with a picture of a monkey. I thought it was the perfect memory of my zoo adventure. Finally, I took the bus home. On the bus, I closed my eyes and almost fell asleep. When I arrived home, my cat was waiting for me. I told him, "You would not believe what I saw today. Monkeys, lions, elephants, and a bird that stole my bread." My cat just looked at me and yawned like he didn't care. But I didn't mind. I had a wonderful day, full of laughter and funny surprises. And that is the story of my funny day at the zoo.